Good morning and welcome to this training session. This training consists of two main sections. In the first section we'll analyze the operating of Tippy pad system and the main issues that customers may report. In the second section we'll see how you can answer to the main questions asked by the customer. How does it work? In this chapter we will analyze the following steps. An overview regarding the technology used by the Tippy pad. How to install and set the app. How to create an account to use the app. How to pairing the Tippy pad to the phone. Each of these steps can hide a problem that customer couldn't be able to solve by himself. Let's go. First of all, we need to know and understand which technology is used by Tippy pad and how the Tippy pad exploits this technology. The Tippy pad uses Bluetooth technology in the opposite way respect all other devices. Indeed, only when the pad will disconnect from the phone, the customer will experience the abandon alarm. But when and why should the pad disconnect from the phone? The operating distance of a Bluetooth connection in area line and without obstacles in the middle, is about 10 meters. If the pad is engaged by the child weight, when you reach this distance or less, it depends on eventual obstacles, the pad loses the connection with the phone. So, the disconnection works like a trigger in the Tippy app, that will generate both an alarm notification on the phone and SMS alert sent by a virtual SMS server, without costs for the customers. The following is a very important step to study and understand, to complete successfully a lot of technical support requests regarding the connection between the pad and the phone. Each Tippy pad can be paired to many phones. It means that you can pair many phones to the same pad, mummy phone, daddy phone, grandma phone and so on. But each Tippy pad can be connected to only one phone per time. This means that, for example, when mummy and daddy are together into the car with the child, only one phone will connect to the pad. Note that there isn't a connection priority. The pad will connect to the phone reached first. So, it could be opportune suggest to the customer, in similar cases, to deactivate the Bluetooth on one of phones, to be sure which is the connected one. And what about regarding the case you need to use more Tippy pads on the same phone? Each phone can be connected simultaneously, to 4 Tippy pad per time. Now we'll take a look to the installation process. Tippy app is available on iOS App Store, Google Play Store, and Huawei App Gallery. To easily download the app, you can scan the QR code on the last page of user manual. The first thing to consider, talking about install process, regards the host operating system. iOS. As you know, iOS it's a fully closed operating system that doesn't allow any customization. Furthermore, all Apple devices are built using the same components. So you will never experience strange behaviors or unknown issues installing and using Tippy app on Apple devices. If a problem occurs, the cause has to be investigated in. First, a Tippy pad setting error. Second, a phone component defect. About this, we experience some problems when the customer breaks the phone glass and engages a not official repairer to change the component. In a lot of these cases we observed that after repairing, the Tippy pad did no longer connect to the phone. We discovered that during the repairing stage the Bluetooth antenna was tampered with, making impossible the connection of the Tippy pad. Remember that Tippy pad works with a Bluetooth low emission technology that is more sensible, for example, of a Bluetooth headset. Android. Supporting installation and configuration issues on Android operating system. You have to consider that Android is an open source OS with a very high customization level. Mainly you have to not forget the following 2 factors. First, the brand customizations. Each brand tenders to make a lot of customization to improve the user experience. making a lot of background routines that could cause a malfunction of Tippy pad. Second, could be happen that from an OS version to another one some operating logics could change, modifying some Tippy pad behaviors, so, is very important, when Android releases a new OS version, to check if all the functions needed from Tippy pad are changed or less, and if an eventual change affects some Tippy pad behaviors. Lastly, keep in mind which are the minimal required OS version. For iOS, version 10.00 or higher. For Android, version 5.0 or higher. There are two ways to create a new account. A first method consists on registering on the server your personal data. The second one consists of using your social accounts like Google, Facebook or iCloud, only for iOS. Let's see the following video showing the first registration method. After creating is mandatory to check on email address the confirmation and activation message. Only once ended the verification process, it will be possible coming back to the Tippy app and signing in to start to use it. The account creation using an existing social account faster and less difficult. It will be enough to select the social and the related account to set the registration, dropping directly to the privacy page. Let's see what could go wrong during the account creation process. Symptom. Using some Android phone mounting older OS versions, it could be possible experience an issue during the privacy rules subscription, due to a problem with the display of the web pages that describes them. Solution: download the app on another phone and make the registration with selected account. Once registration is complete, it will be possible signing into the app also on the first phone. It could happen that the customer does not receive the activation mail. This occurrence may be due to the following causes. First, some email servers block the activation emails, moving them into the spam folder. In these cases, check the spam folder, move the activation mail to inbox folder and go ahead with the activation procedure. Second, sometimes the security policies of the mail server may be stronger, so the activation mail could be deleted at all. When this event occurs, the account has to be manually activated from us. Third, the customer types wrong its email address. This cause is not detectable by support operator. It's necessary to check the mail on the Tippy server. Whenever you need to take an action on the Tippy server, for manual activation and email checking, you can contact us reporting the following data. Email address. Tippy serial number. You can send your request to the email address you see in the slide. Now we're going to see how to do a successful pairing between the phone and the pad. We suggest to do the operation positioning the Tippy pad over a plain surface, next to the phone. Tap on plus icon. Press the pad with your hand to turn it on. Tap on QR code icon. Shoot the Tippy QR code. You can find it on the user manual first page. When the pad has been found, go to next step. It's not mandatory to set both the SMS phone numbers. To test the connection, simulate the child pressing the pad with your hands. Unfortunately, not ever the pairing goes fine like in the last video. There could be some factors that can cause the pairing failure. Let's see them. In the following video we will see the typical behavior of the pairing failure. One, a first failure cause could be due to the wrong telephone settings. So, we'll have to check the following. Bluetooth switched on, all permissions requested allowed, GPS services activated. If you're not sure that these settings are correct, it could be better delete and reinstall Tippy app. 2. The next cause is not frequent but could happen. Above all because the customer sometimes thinks to be too experienced to need to follow the user manual. Indeed, it is possible to connect the Tippy to the phone using the Android Bluetooth native app. If you do this, the Tippy never will correctly operate. In these cases you must remove the Bluetooth pairing, restart the phone Bluetooth, repair Tippy pad to the phone using Tippy app. The Tippy pad may fail the pairing simply because another phone is already paired and connected to it. Do you remember the Tippy pad operating? Remember, each Tippy pad can be paired to many phones. But each Tippy pad can be connected to only one phone per time. When you understand that a phone is already connected to the pad, you can suggest to the customer temporarily turn off the Bluetooth of already connected phone and retry to do the pairing. Faulty device. This is the most difficult issue to find out. Indeed, we often have to fight with the shortage of information from customers. So, we have to proceed excluding all other causes. Only at the end of this path we can do the last check before declaring the fault. In the next chapter we'll talk about the crumple test, very useful to verify the behavior of Tippy before starting to check a possible fault. In our experience we managed some other issue not directly referring to the pairing procedure. 1. Set the phone numbers to send the alarm SMS messages, a pop-up advice that the saving is no possible. Solution. Remove the emoji next the username. Now we'll see some various issue less frequently reported by customer. Some customers report that the alarm SMS doesn't include the GPS position. This is due to the phone GPS function could be disabled. Instead, if the customer reports that the SMS includes a wrong GPS position, this could be due to the phone is unable to receive a stable GPS signal, for example in a covered parking. In these cases Android will add to the SMS the last detected position that could be different from the current one. Some customers could report that, using an Android 10 phone, the Tippy app doesn't automatically start when the phone is rebooted. In the past was enough to remember to the customer the following rule: if at shutdown the app is stopped, at restart the app will turned off. If at shutdown the app is operative, at restart the app will turned on. Unfortunately, starting from Android 10 version, the situation has changed. In fact, due to the privacy policy changing decided by Google, if you switch off your phone the Tippy app will not turn on by itself at restart. However, a notification will inform the customer that the app needs to be turned on. We are currently studying how to solve this issue, but at the moment we don't have a solution yet. If the customer reports an alarm's overflow, it could be caused from a wrong pad positioning or a sensor malfunction. The symptoms of this issue are the following. The child sitting icon is enabled, even if the child is not physically on board. There are a lot of false repeated alarms when moving away from the car. A first cause could be due to a wrong pad positioning under the textile cover of the sitting car. The sensor plate may have failed. The symptoms of this issue are the following. The customer reports that also once checked the positioning, the pad continues to send a lot of alarms. In this case, when any other cause has been investigated without results, the pad could have some problems to one or more sensors. It must be replaced. If the system seems to not properly work in background, when the display is turned off, you will have to investigate the following. Check if the Tippy app notification system is enabled. Check if the general phone background settings are corrected. Check the app battery consumption management settings. To make the Tippy app works fine, the automatic management must be deactivated.